Alright, guys. We're live for the first time in a while, guys. I'm back. I think last time I was live was June, so it's been a bit. I want to live stream a bit more. And yeah, so I'm just gonna do this like ask me anything. Yeah, I didn't really, plan to live stream, to be honest, until yesterday. I was like, you know what, I haven't done this in a while. Let me do it, So you guys can ask me anything. I have some talking points. Tomorrow will probably be my video about Gane and Spivak, and Rose Namajunas and Manfrero. So tune in for that, I guess. You know what I mean? And yeah, I mean, whatever. I'll talk about whatever, to be honest. Rose or Men and why. I'm leaning towards Manon, just because I think simply just because I don't like Rose moving up, right? She wasn't exactly like the biggest like straw weight, you know what I mean? And she doesn't look like out of shape at 125, but I still think it just isn't her weight class. I think the women are going to be a lot stronger there. I mean, we've seen. And to be fair, I guess strength isn't really going to matter as much because Manfrero is a striker. However, I just don't know if Rose is going to have enough power. I don't know. I've seen some people say that Manon is going to TKO Rose. I don't know about that, but I can see it being relatively close because Rose has good movement, so maybe she should get out of the way. But it's tough. So what is the beef between Pereira and Smith? So basically, I don't know who started it really, but Pereira on his YouTube channel said recently, what, basically talking about Alex Pereira. Alex Pereira made a YouTube video talking about Anthony Smith that basically said, washed up people are the only people that criticized him, and basically like saying, Anthony Smith couldn't get a win or whatever, and then he's washed. And then Anthony Smith was like, I was just praising you. Like, what are you talking about? I'm not sure if Anthony Smith actually said anything bad or if that was just Pereira saying that. But apparently that's why, what the beef is stemming from. And now I saw Pereira post that he wants to do a grappling tournament, which, I don't know. I think Anthony Smith, when he's a black belt, he has some decent wrestling. So... And Pereira obviously is more of a kickboxer who's recently, getting good at grappling. I mean, he is a brown belt, I believe, so that isn't the worst thing, but still, I think just Smith has had, he's a black belt and also has MMA grappling and has grappling experience within the competition. So, yeah, I'm going to have to go with Smith if they ever do that grappling tournament. I think it would be a mistake, but who knows? I mean, he does grapple with Glover, and I'm sure that gives him confidence. And I think, didn't Glover submit Smith, or was that a knockout? I'm having trouble remembering right now. Let me look. No, it was a knockout, but I think it was from ground and pound. So, but yeah, I think it would be a mistake for Pereira, if I'm going to be honest. But I don't know if Smith actually said anything or what was the deal. I don't know what I tweeted this. I said, what the hell is Anthony Smith gonna do about any of this? Like, we all know. I think if they fought, I think we all know who would win. I don't really like Anthony Smith that much, to be honest. But I don't know. Switch the channel, great brother. Thank you, my man. Thank you, Karma Boxing. But let's talk about some other things. Look, this weekend, UFC Paris, I'm excited. Rare, we had a good fight night. We have a good main event, a good co-main event. Reminds me of last year's Paris, where we had also another good co-main event with Robert Whittaker and Marvin Vettori. That was a really good co-main event. That could have been a main event of a fight night, and so could this one be. Rose and Manon. That would have been a good main event, but they have it as a co-main. I'm so surprised that they put it on the same card, to be honest. I think Smith said something, but not really bad. Just Pereira will not enjoy. Oh, yes, the same advantages of his size at 205. Yeah, I did see that, and I saw some. There were some people saying, "Oh, that's a bad take," but then I also saw people like making fun of people that said it was a bad take. I do remember this, so I'll explain better for you guys. So this all started because Anthony Smith basically was going on about Alex Pereira, saying, "Oh, at 205, basically that he doesn't really impress him," and basically saying the reason for this is because Alex Pereira at middleweight had a lot of advantage, right? Like had the strength advantage, had the height advantage, had, power advantage, right? Because he was cutting so much weight. But at 205, he's more of a normal guy. And I feel like that's what he was more trying to say rather than, not do that. But yeah, I don't know. Cortez or Hughes. I thought that fight wasn't even happening anymore. Is that fight still happening? Or I'm just totally wrong. Thoughts on Guru getting exposed? Let me know. What happened? I don't know what would happen. I thought Alex Rozier would be at UFC 296. I mean, I don't know. I mean, Dana said that thing was fake on UFC Fight Pass. I made a video about it. It could have been fake. Because I was also trying, after I made the video and posted it, I was trying to see if I could figure out where the person that took the picture was from. Obviously, I knew it wasn't from America because, number one, you can't, assuming it's real, you couldn't be from America because, well, I know they weren't because the time in the corner was not, or the date rather in the corner was, 30. It would have been like 31/8/23 instead of how Americans have it 8/31/23 or whatever. So yeah. So I was trying to figure it out because I don't think it was the UK because the time difference wouldn't have made sense because it was an hour earlier than the pay-per-view really starts. So I was like, what country is an hour behind that has a different time? I don't know. I didn't really figure out, honestly. It could have been Brazil. Actually, no, it wasn't Brazil. I looked into Brazil. I looked into a few other countries. I couldn't figure it out. But he said it was fake. Didn't deny like Conor McGregor coming in December. I think it's gonna happen, honestly. Chandler's in camp. He just posted saying, "Oh, I'm in camp." What is he in camp for? January? I mean, it's about to be September. I mean, that's pretty long camp. I mean, you would think you want camp to be like 2 months. You know what I mean? So even 2-3 months, you're gonna be in camp for 4 months, almost 5, depending on when the pay-per-view happens, because usually they happen in late January. So I don't think it's gonna happen. I think it'll. I don't know. I'm maybe being hopeful here. I'm hoping it happens in December. But if not, I would love to see Alex Rozier. That is a banger of a fight. But the thing with me too is in Abu Dhabi they have to have 2 title fights. I know this. That's why I remember when Jan and Aljo fell through at UFC 267, I believe it was, or UFC 267. They made an interim title fight with Corey because Piotr deserved it, but not just that. It's also because Abu Dhabi required it. Yeah, Godinez versus... Yeah, that makes sense. Because I was like, I thought that fight got canceled. I thought also this fight got canceled. Or is it still happening? And what do you mean? I mean, Sam Hughes impressed me last time when she beat, who is it, Jacqueline Amori or something? What's her girl's name? Because she was undefeated, and I picked the other girl actually in my video. I remember that was the only video I ever did predicting the whole card. Oh, it did get canceled, so I'm not crazy. It got canceled. Yeah, I wasn't crazy. I was actually in the right here. Got canceled. So you see, you guys know my true MMA love when I know that Godinez versus Hughes got canceled. Yeah. That fight with the Jasmine, yeah. And I believe Jasmine won the next fight too, so she's not even like washed, right? She just won her last fight, correct? Oh no, she has one coming up. I thought she won. Oops. Let's see. Why do you have who do you have? I'm just like retarded. Who do you have in an MMA fight, Guru or Jesse on Fire? Yo, like you guys, the funny thing about Jesse on Fire is I literally never knew who this guy was until you guys started, commenting about him. Some people would be like, "Oh, that I steal his takes." I swear on everything, dude. I have never watched this dude's videos except for on stream one time, and I've never watched this dude's videos. I hear he's bad. Of course, some of you guys make him seem bad. Some of you guys have defended him, but most of you guys do make fun of him. So I never went to check him out. But who do I have? I mean, MMA Guru is a bigger dude, and he does have a Taekwondo background. I found out. I don't know if Jesse on Fire has any credentials, but I would assume. I don't know. I got a MMA Guru, I think. Do you think Sean Strickland has a chance to get a victory? I think there's a chance. I mean, look, sir. I mean, Sean Strickland. I don't think he's going to win. I think most likely he's going to get leg kicked, and I think he's just going to be there to be open. I don't know if he's going to get knocked out because one thing that Sean Strickland has that's underrated is that defense. That's why I say that there is a chance. But however, I just don't think he's going to be able to out technique Adesanya. I think maybe he'll defend a lot of the strikes and maybe look good in a few instances. But I think overall, yeah, I think Israel Adesanya is going to do the best. I think something that made Alex Pereira be able to really knock out Sean Strickland is, I mentioned this throughout the build-up of UFC 281 and UFC 287, is Pereira's fight IQ is better than Adesanya's, and that's why he was able to set up those shots. I mean, I think that, Adesanya's fight IQ isn't terrible, and I think, yeah, there's a possibility he could set up a shot as well, but yeah, that's what I think. Asking for your prediction, what prediction for Cortez? Oh, I read it wrong. Cortez versus, yeah, I was like, because I was like, for a minute, like, that's not the girl's name, right? Oh, no, okay, so, what is that happening this weekend?
Alright, it seems that
That's my video. You guys missed it. My video just played. Let's see, Cortez. When is it happening? Is that happening in at the 16th or whatever? Cortez. Oh, okay. Well, Cortez is back after. Does anybody know why she pulled out of that last fight? Remember? Is she like she pulled out of that fight with I'm looking right now with Amanda Ribas the day of or something like that, and it was like for like mental health. I don't know. It was confusing as hell. But for a prediction, I don't know, honestly. I mean, I haven't watched. I mean, obviously, I watch Cortez fight a lot, but I haven't watched Jasmine fight so much. So honestly, I can't really give you a good prediction, to be honest. So I'm sorry. What's your weight class, Jack? And when can we expect to see you in the octagon? So obviously, right now I'm a little bit chunky, but I have been losing some weight, guys. So if I were to fight, I wouldn't fight at like my weight right now, which would be sadly heavyweight, But I wouldn't fight at heavyweight. I'd probably have to get in shape. But I guarantee you, at one point, I do want to do some sort of competition or something like that at a bare minimum. At bare minimum, for sure, like 1,000%. When? Who knows? Hopefully soon. What's your weight? Oh no, I read that one. Do you think UFC 5 will be crossplay? Nice haircut, by the way. Thank you. It's rare to see comments saying nice haircut because a lot of you guys are bullies, especially in the beginning. Honestly, the haircut slander has been slowed down, but especially when I first started, YouTube would be like, oh, get a haircut, like, I can't make these people happy, but thank you. But do I think UFC 5 would be crossplay? No, I don't think so. I doubt it. Especially seeing that's not even going to be on PC. It could be, but I doubt it. I mean, I guess they could do it like with an EA. If EA, it's really up to EA, but I doubt it. I don't think so. I think if I think since 4 wasn't, I mean, I guess they could always change it, but no, I think no. Sadly, Jesse on Fire, kind of sensationalist, but if you're bored, it's worth listening to. I'll give him a shot. You know, why not? I think I watched him on stream before, but did you ever use Game Face for UFC 3? I'd love for them to bring it back. No, what is? I don't think I ever. Like, I feel like a noob. What the hell is Game Face? But maybe if I look it up, I'll be reminded. UFC 3. Oh, yes, Game Face. No, I was never... Okay, yes, I hope that they bring this back. This thing would never work, dude. So, I didn't get UFC 3, like, when it launched. I got it about, I think, a year after it came out. Alright? And that's when I first started really playing the games. Like, I never really played the games. But then I started playing the game. And I was like, holy shit, you know, like... I love playing the UFC games. Like, I play UFC 4. UFC 4, I think, is actually worse than UFC 3, but it is what it is. But no, I never got to use Game Face, but I've tried constantly. Like, there were multiple attempts, and yes, they should 100,000% bring it back, in my opinion. It was emotional distress. How old are you? I'm 20. I turned 20 in April. You could take a picture of yourself, put it yourself. Yes, I remember. Yeah. I tried that multiple times, and no, it never worked. It'd always be like, oh, it failed. Yeah, I remember. They should definitely bring it back. That was definitely a good addition, especially with the career online mode. You know what I mean? We got to do it. But I definitely want to do some sort of career mode video on the channel. Don't know if I should do it with 4 or just wait for 5. I was thinking about doing 4 like in the beginning of the summer and making it like a series. If you guys would be interested, let me know. I mean, my UFC 5 video did pretty well. I wasn't sure if it would do well, honestly, because sometimes when I bring up making videos about UFC, the game, sometimes like when I mention it, you guys like shit on it. Like, I remember like I did a poll and I had like one time I did a poll, didn't do well, but then another time I did a poll, did decent, like to do UFC 5 videos. So maybe I should just start. Any comments on Adesanya versus Duplessis potentially in South Africa? That's what they should do. 1,010%. Look, the fight got delayed. I think it could be a blessing in disguise. Let Adesanya fight Strickland in Australia. But the thing is, man, I think Duplessis might be fucked. Honestly, he might be fucked. I don't know how happy the UFC is that he didn't fight Adesanya. Obviously, it's kind of bullshit if they are mad at him. I mean, the guy fought like literally like less than 2 months before the date, you know, and Adesanya has not had a fight since April, right? So he had all this time to train, and Duplessis coming off of a training camp, coming off of a fight that was a pretty, you know, it wasn't like a war, like a fight of the night or anything like that, but both guys got hit. And both guys received damage, and it was relatively close, and it lasted you know, close to 3 rounds, right? So I think they should definitely be nicer to him about it. But the problem here is, you know, you got Hamza fighting in October, right? And this is assuming Strickland beats Adesanya, because if Strickland beats Adesanya, then that's a whole other set of problems. We could have, but we're gonna have Hamza or Paulo Costa. We have Cannonier in the mix. I don't think Cannonier is really going to get a title shot, though. But I'm just saying, we have Duplessis. We got, you know, Alex Pereira. If he beats Jerry Prohaska, will Adesanya fight him at UFC 300 in the trilogy? Or really a, you know, 5th fight or whatever you want to call it, right? So, that'll be interesting. But I think this should be a blessing in disguise. Let this be in South Africa. Maybe they have Adesanya versus Duplessis for UFC 300 in South Africa. That would be cool. A Rumble of the Jungle type, you know. Thoughts on Dana's implied threat to cut Merab? The thing about Merab and this whole situation, I was thinking about making a video about this, but I don't think it's worth it, to be honest. So I'll just address it here. I don't get why so many people are worked up about this, so I'm going to be honest. Look, I get it. I would love to see Merab versus Aljo. But I think that's a fun fight. But listen, At the end of the day, do I agree? Like, well, I'm not even going to say I disagree. It's a tough situation. But I'm not even... Look, at the end of the day, I think it's up to Merab. Merab is the one screwing himself by not getting the title shot. So I feel like he's punishing himself. If he wants to do that, I don't understand what everyone's worked up about. You know, it's his decision at the end of the day. And you could say, yeah, it's stupid and I disagree with that. And that's fine. And maybe you would do something else in his position. And I totally get that. I can't say 100% I would be doing the same thing as him. However... you know, at the end of the day, I think he's just making a mistake for himself. So, really, he's punishing himself here, to be honest. So that's just me. That's what I think. What is your opinion on bare knuckle boxing or bare knuckle fighting? Really? I mean, yeah, I don't mind it. I mean, I don't really watch it. I mean, sometimes I watch the BKFC events. Like I watched one on stream when it was, I think it was Mike Perry and Luke Rockhold and Chad Mendes and Eddie Alvarez. That was a good card. But other than that, no, I don't really watch bare knuckle. But I don't, you know, I don't mind it. I just don't think there's anyone worth watching over there. But yeah, guys, UFC 5. I made a video about it yesterday. I want to talk about it a little bit. I'm excited for this game. I think the game's gonna be good, and my eyes are like super red. What's going on? It's because I just woke up not that long ago. But yeah. What I was going to say was UFC 5 I'm excited for. Yo, my eyes are like actually like so red right now. Like it looks like I'm crying or something. Yeah, but UFC 5 I think I'm most excited to see like how that looks, right? And I hope that the knockouts are a bit more realistic in the game. Like I felt like UFC 3, they were really nice knockouts. Like the whole like screen would shake, and it looked nice. It looked like what's the word? It looked kind of like threatening. Looked I don't know. It looked vicious. That's the word. It looked vicious, and I feel like with UFC 4, it's just so. And I hate, you know, I just feel like it's so like NPC like just PC washed, like for kids. Like it's like, dude, like I'm not even saying you have to make the game mature, which they are doing, but I'm not even asking for all that. Just I don't know, man. I felt like it's just so, the animations are all the same. It's just so bad. And plus, also the elbows and knees, like the spammers that people do, it's ridiculous. I know a lot of people don't like the submission system. That's actually, I have to disagree. So, like I said in my video, UFC 3, I was never able to get the hang of those submissions. I don't know what it was. I was always failing at those. I could not get it to save my life. So when they changed it, I was actually glad, because this was a system that I was able to follow. But they're changing it again. I don't know if they're going to change it back, but I'll just have to, learn, I guess. But that'll be an adjustment to learn for sure. But I'm excited. I'm excited for sure. I'm excited for online career mode as well. But Shevchenko versus Grasso prediction. Man, I want Grasso to win. However, I think Shevchenko is going to win. I think Shevchenko surprisingly didn't do so well on the feet with Grasso, which I was surprised about. I thought that she was going to be able to do her thing. I thought it was a good matchup for her going into the fight, if you guys recall me saying. I thought she was going to have a good performance against Alexa Grasso. But Alexa showed that, hey, on the feet she has good boxing, she has power, she's a threat everywhere. Well, not everywhere, but, not the ground, which I'm going to get into. But, yeah, Shevchenko, well, also the ground, if you think about it, because she did submit her. But yeah, on the ground, we saw Shevchenko get takedowns in that fight, right? In the second round, in the third round, and I don't know in the fourth round if she ever got taken down, or I think even in the first round. But really, Alexa Grasso really won that first round, and the rest was Valentina. And then, obviously, Grasso was able to set up a beautiful, back take, rear naked choke with setting up from the spinning back kick. So that was really a mistake off Valentina. I think Valentina's kind of delusional a little bit, saying, hey, I was dominant, because look, first round really went to Grasso. Second round, I'd say, was pretty close, but it'd have to go to Valentina. I think the third round, and I haven't watched the fight in a while, so if I'm wrong and maybe I'm mixing up rounds, forgive me. But then I think the third round was pretty dominant to Valentina, clearly, and then she got finished in the fourth. It wasn't a one-sided domination from Valentina and then she got caught, okay? But at the same time, she was winning the fight. So yeah, I think for me, I think she just has to go for the takedown. I think she'll know to do this earlier. And I think, the more she incorporates the grappling, the more we're going to see Alexa Grasso get tired. Just because, grappling is tired, especially when you're getting taken down and having to defend it. And, she's not someone that does that so often. And it just seemed like Shevchenko was too fast. Like, those takedowns were too explosive, and she just couldn't defend them. I think Grasso has to learn to defend the takedown a little bit better. I mean, we'll see, but Shevchenko talks a lot of trash, disrespectful to her opponents. I don't know, does she, guys? I never really seen her talk so much trash. I don't think it's disrespectful to a point, but she definitely is delusional. I don't even say it's trash talk. I genuinely think she believes that she was dominating. Aaron versus Shevchenko, for that, I mean, I'd have to go with Aaron, especially after seeing, the Talia Santos fight. Wasn't impressed with that performance, was disappointed because I was really looking forward to that fight, and definitely one of the fights that I was excited for on that Singapore card, for sure, because I was like, I don't know who's going to win. I thought Aaron Blanchfield was going to win. I was just hoping for a little bit more of a domination, but to be fair, she won a 3-rounder against Aaron Blanchfield. Arguably, Shevchenko didn't do that, right? If you look at the first 3 rounds, arguably you'd have to probably give Talia at least 2, if not all 3, to be honest, and that's kind of the argument. But for Aaron and Shevchenko, I'd have to go with Aaron, to be honest, because we've seen, Shevchenko get controlled on the ground a lot more. She's older, look, she's had a full career. Everyone has an expiration date. Is it Shevchenko's? I don't know. Are you going to do more fighter interviews? The problem here is, look, the problem here with the fighter interviews and why I stopped doing them is it got to a point where I know, like, back then when I did them, I had like 100 subs, to be honest. And so when I did unranked whoever, random fighter, I don't want to insult anyone, but random fighter, right? No, but I would have the same viewership, you know what I mean? It didn't matter, but now I feel like I have more people that watch. So if I make a video with an unranked dude, I don't know if you guys are really going to care, you know what I mean, or you guys are going to watch. So I feel like I should just make different content. And the problem is I'm in this weird limbo because I'm not big enough to get bigger names that you guys care about, but I'm also not small enough to get those smaller names, you know what I mean? So, but I would be down to do regular fighter interviews, like, even unranked guys. I don't mind talking to unranked guys, and I would love to do those. I was thinking about it recently, like over the past week, of some things. I definitely want to do some new things with the channel. I have some things planned for sure. I definitely want to live stream a bit more. That is something I want to do by the end of this year. I want to set up a schedule for when I am going to be live as well as video. So it won't be in the morning I'm live streaming, but it'll be in the morning there'll be a video, and then maybe at night there'll be a live stream depending on the day. Not every day. I'm not a monster here, but probably like a couple times a week. Just come on here. You guys could ask me anything, and we could talk that way. What website do you use to watch UFC pay-per-views? I watch ESPN Plus. I don't. If you're asking if I pirate any pay-per-views or steal any pay-per-views, you are ridiculous. In all seriousness, though, actually, I do go. I've said this before. I go to the movie theater. It is definitely a blessing if you're like somewhere that has it. It is significantly cheaper. It's like $20 a ticket, right? Significantly cheaper. Usually go with someone. Usually, you go get food there. It's fun. It's a great time if you love UFC. And it's cheaper than a pay-per-view, and you're watching it full, so, and you're watching a movie theater. I think it's fun, so you should. There's also a lot of bars that have it for free. Like, you guys should really look into this stuff, because on the website, on UFC's website, their own website, they're going to show you all the places that bars near you. I found out that there's a bar, like, right next to me that does this, so you guys should have to check it out. And for the bar, you don't have to pay anything. You're not paying anything. You're just going to eat there, So you got to eat anyway, so might as well eat there and get pay-per-view. Commentator slash YouTube debates are fun. They do it in other sports. You could debate Guru. Yeah, but on what? I feel like me and Guru have me and Guru have similar views. However, I will say I just think that he is he's, I don't know how to put this. He is like, sometimes I feel like saying it's not that deep, bro. Like, it's not that deep. Like, hold up. Maybe let me look at a few of his videos and it'll remind me. I haven't watched MMA Guru in a minute, honestly. But let's see a few of his new. Look, he did a video on Marab. Doesn't cut Marab. I know he's passionate about that. You saw it as a joke. Yeah, kind of like my take, similar take. Sad ends. Oh, no, please. Okay. I'll wait for Alja. Oh, he did another video. That's, I mean, like, it's not that deep, dude. Like, if he's not going to fight, who cares, dude? We got, like, it's not like this is, like, light heavyweight where there's, like, a few contenders. This is fucking bantamweight. There's so many great contenders at bantamweight. Who cares about Marab, to be honest? Like, I mean, I would love to see Marab fight Aljo. I think that's a fun fight. And, you know, I know that they're friends. But, you know, I like Marab as well. Marab was a nice guy when I met him, so I can't hate on him. Do you do YouTube full time? No, I go to school. But if I were making enough money, yeah, sure, 1000% I would. UFC 5 on PS4, I don't think so. And I think because of their engine, I don't think they're doing it. I think it's, you know, which, you know, I know it sucks for y'all, but time to get a PS5. It's been out for 3 years. You know what I mean? You guys gotta play that new Spider-Man game. I'm hyped for that new Spider-Man game, dude. Like, you guys don't know. Like, the reason I like PlayStation, yo, is their exclusive games are crazy. Spider-Man, The Last of Us, Uncharted, those games, I fuck with those games heavy. What about Ronda Rousey rumors coming back for UFC 300? If true, who would she fight? It's not true. She's not coming back, 1000% no. Dana White confirmed it. However, if she did come back, who should she face? I'll take that as the question. I don't think you should. I think you would probably, as the UFC, probably put her in a title fight, you know, against. I mean, yeah, honestly, this is the perfect time. Put her, I would say make Ronda Rousey versus Juliana Pena. Pay-per-view main event. Like, fuck it for the bantamweight title. That would be what I would do, to be honest. I forgot the title's vacant. But, yeah, do that. That'd be fun. And Juliana Pena is also a name. She beat Amanda Nunes. She could draw with Ronda Rousey. That's a perfect matchup, I think, with, you know, and Pena's going to talk trash. She's been calling for that Ronda Rousey fight for a little bit. There was a period of time within the last few months that she was. I think she kind of gave up on that, but yeah. Okay, date someone you disagree with. Well, I'm sure there's things, I mean, MMA Guru disagree with. Don't get me wrong. I'm just trying to figure out what. But yeah, I would 1000% debate anybody if that was the question. Yeah, I would debate, you know, if so. I mean, it's all fun and games at the end of the day. You know, okay, think it's only next gen. Yeah, it is only next gen, sadly. Or start a beer with Ariel Helwani. Oh, start a beef with Ariel Helwani. Oh my god, I like Ariel. I don't know how you guys feel about Ariel, but I like Ariel. What are you studying? I'm studying psychology. Is Shavkat the most ducked fight ever? I don't know. I kind of find it hard to believe that you can't get a fight. Although, in the top 5, let me see. Because sometimes this whole, like, ducking narrative is a little ridiculous. In my opinion, like, a lot of people are like, oh, he's ducking. Let me see. Who is ducking Shavkat? Is anybody? Let's see. He's number 6. Realistically, the UFC is just fucked, but what they should do is make Bilal versus Shavkat. They can't make that, obviously, because Bilal stepped in on short notice against Gilbert, but that's the fight that makes sense, right? And then that fight, you know, will determine who fights the winner of Leon and Colby, but we're in this tricky situation, so I think it's more of a result of that tricky situation. Is Shavkat fighting anybody anymore? I don't know. Maybe you should fight Kamaru. I think that would probably make sense, but I think Stephen Thompson's going to fight Kamaru. Realistically, I mean, you would probably make Shavkat and Thompson as for the title as well. That's an option, you know. I mean, for the next contender. But the problem is that's number 6 versus number 7, you know. But is he the most ducked? Yeah, to be honest, yeah, I could see that. I could see people ducking him because, I mean, definitely Colby, probably, you know, ducking him. Hold up, guys. I'm trying to read this question. Have you ever watched Nina Drama? Oh, Yeah, I did a video, guys. Yeah, I did a video reacting to a Sean Strickland video. Yes, I was like, who the hell is that? But no, I do remember. I was like, it sounds familiar. I thought you were talking about like Logan Paul's fiance. Yeah, look, I actually just went on YouTube right now. It's the first thing that came up. Nina Drama with Stephen Thompson. Yeah, I've seen Nina Drama. I like Wonder Boy. I don't want to see him get wrecked. No, I agree. I agree. I don't want to see him fight Shavkat. I like Wonder Boy as well. I'm just saying in terms of like what makes sense. That was what makes sense. But I do want to see Thompson versus Usman. I think Usman would win. However, I think that it's a little bit interesting because Wonder Boy is a kickboxer. We saw Leon Edwards have success. You know, Wonder Boy has decent takedown defense. Obviously, against Gilbert Burns and Bilal, I felt like it was more, he had problem in the clinch, and then that kind of led to takedowns. However, just out in the open shooting, he does good. But, you know, Kamaru also, we saw against Leon, was kind of grinding him against the fence. So could we see the same thing with Stephen Thompson? Possibly. That's definitely possible. And yeah, it's hard to make Wonder Boy fight for the title without fighting a wrestler. You know, it's a little ridiculous. You have to make him fight a wrestler, in my opinion. Like, you can't go around just being like, yeah, let me go fight strikers. You know, it doesn't work like that. I mean, you can, but I think you have to accept them not fighting for a title. You know? I mean, of course, there are people that have picked out matchups, to be fair, like Sean O'Malley. I mean, you know, I think Sean O'Malley is good. I've said this before. Sean O'Malley isn't one of those prospects that are overhyped. Like, he's good. And I said that before the Aljo fight. I said he's good and he has a shot at beating Aljo. I didn't, honestly, well, I said he had a shot, but I didn't really believe it. I'm pretty surprised still that he beat Aljo. I'm trying to, the problem is, guys, I'm gonna keep it real. The problem is right now the YouTube chat, like, this heart is blocking it. Have you ever watched Red Pill MMA or... No, I've never heard of any of those guys. Wonder Boy said he wants to fight Usman. Yeah, I know. I heard Usman say he wants it. So, I mean, MSG, Usman versus Wonder Boy. If that card's gonna have Leon and Colby, yeah. And but the thing about Leon and Colby is, you know, I hear that's not even happening anymore. Well, now it's not happening, but it's not happening on the MSG card. So. It could be a main event in December. I mean, let me know, guys. What do you think should be the main event? Pereira or Neri or Colby and Leon? I don't know, to be honest. I don't know who should be the main event. Who has the best bedroom cardio in the UFC? I'd probably say Colby, since he's the king. What about Merab? You know? But I feel like Colby probably gets a little more. He's in Miami. You know, and I hate to say it's about Merab, but, you know, I think Colby's a better looking guy, let's be honest. Colby said his next fight's in 2027. Wouldn't be surprised at this rate. Yeah, like, what's going on with this fight, dude? It is, like, I mean, I guess, I just don't understand why couldn't Leon return. What would have been March to July? Would have been April, May, June, July. That's like 4 months. Take a month off, start a camp. You know what I mean? I don't know. Look, I'm not stepping in to fight anybody, so I shouldn't criticize if someone's going in there and doesn't want to go in there 4 months from now, from when they just fought. But still, I just think it would have made sense, and the UFC would have probably offered him a lot of money to do that fight in England. So, but I'm sure they'll figure it out. Merab took a horse nose EPO. Okay, so you know what? Since you guys are live, I'm gonna give you guys an exclusive. Right? I have a video coming out that I'm working on. It's called. Well, it's a series. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't have said this, but I'm gonna go. I can't just be like, never mind. But I might regret it a little bit revealing because I think it's a good idea. So it's a series where basically I'm gonna ask. I don't know. I'll see. You know, I have to see how I'm gonna do this, but I have to get like a list of fighters, and I'm gonna tell you guys. I have to pick if they're on steroids or not, and this is just my opinion, right? And that's my way of justifying it. I don't like making videos straight up accusing fighters of being on steroids. This is just me if I had to choose. You know, I don't like to do it just because I think it's, number one, unfair if I'm wrong. You know, I don't want to falsely accuse anybody. And although there are a lot of people that I'm pretty certain are on some sort of steroids. A Jake Paul, for example. You know, there's some people I'm, 100% certain of. I don't want to take that risk most of the time. So, yeah. Do you think McGregor could? But oh no, but the video, yeah. So the video is gonna be me choosing fighters. So let me know what you guys think about that concept. And I was thinking about making videos differently. Like, oh, is this person gonna be a champ? Like, and then I do the same thing. Like, oh, is this fighter gonna be a champ? And I have to pick, kind of like a series. I was thinking of. I thought about it when I was away. So I'm gonna make that video soon. Do you think McGregor could possibly call out any more people? He seems to put his name on literally everything. Sure doesn't get tiring after the 20th call out. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, but that's just who McGregor is. He's always gonna try to put his name next to what's popping. That's why he's talking about KSI. He's not gonna fight KSI. Like, you know what I mean? And if he did, he would sleep KSI. But yeah, that's who McGregor is. And honestly, I think people wouldn't mind as much if he actually did fight. But to be fair, like I'm saying, if he fights in December, you guys have to give Conor his credit. Because Conor has been saying since the very beginning, December. And we were the only people saying it's not going to happen in December. And he has been saying the whole time. So if it actually does happen in December, that would be pretty funny. Because he's been saying that literally this whole time. So it would have been like, yo, if we just listened to the dude, we actually would have been all right. All right. I am a female. I like Merab more than Colby aesthetically. Merab looks more of a man. Well, you know what? Everyone's got their type, so I'm not judging. How do you know Merab took a horse dose of EPO? Because Merab spams takedowns for 25 minutes straight. It's either EPO or he's a cyborg. Yeah, so this is why I don't get into the who's on steroids talk, because of this. There's always going to be someone that disagrees, someone that agrees. Not saying... that'll be for my video. I'll make sure to include Merab and see what I pick. Conor is done. Merab is a little dude. Those little dudes are different. I think regardless, you have to argue that he has good cardio. Now, if it's from EPO or not, I'm not gonna say. But Merab, yeah, I mean, you gotta say that he has exceptional cardio. It's not just a little dude. Like, you know what I mean? He has exceptional cardio. I mean, yeah. Honestly, I think a lot of people in the bantamweight division are on something. I'm thinking of the top of the division. I'm like, yeah, that person's on something. Yeah, that person's on something. I mean, to me, I'm interested. Like, how do you even get into that? Like, is it coaches that are like, okay, take this, or is it just the fighters on their own? Do the coaches know? Do their family knows? Like, I always wonder about that. Like, how the hell do you, how does it even happen? Did you play UFC 5? I did not play UFC 5, sadly. Didn't. Hopefully I get the beta. Maybe let me check. I mean, maybe the codes got sent out. If it's sent out, I'm leaving. I'm ending the stream to go play. You know what I mean? Let me see. I'm checking right now to see if the beta codes got sent out for the UFC 5 beta. Let's see. No codes, sadly. But it's okay. I'll just be sad. Let's see. No, I did not play UFC 5. So, am I the only one who's bored of Conor? I'm most excited for any Chandler fight. I don't know, dude. I feel like you're lying. Like, how the hell is anyone not excited for Conor and McGregor coming back? You know what I mean? At least a little interested to be like, okay, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think there's anybody in this world that's like, I'm fine. Like, I don't think there's anyone saying that. Like, he's the most popular fighter. I get not liking him, but, come on. You gotta be at least, like, a little interested. I don't think you're like, yeah, whatever, Conor's, whatever. But I get what you're saying. And Chandler, yeah, obviously Chandler has crazy fights. Honestly, dude, if Conor gets slept by Chandler, that's bad, dude. Like, that is fucking bad. Like, that would just be terrible for the guy. Merab versus Sterling. That would be interesting. I don't know. I thought about this before. I think they're kind of similar, but I think Merab. I would go Merab. Did you know that Dana White doesn't do gimmick fights? What happened to Zuckerberg and Musk foolishness? That had a hot minute and a lot of nonsensical talk. Now it seemed to disappear. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if it happens in the UFC. But I think I don't know if that fight is gonna happen. I mean, it doesn't really make sense to happen. I mean, I would watch, but I mean, why would Elon Musk and Mark, especially Elon Musk, like he is old, he's out of shape. Like, why the hell would he do that? Like, I never. First of all, I don't understand what weight it would be at, because I think there's a significant size difference between the two. And I think also there's a significant experience advantage for Mark Zuckerberg. I don't think fucking Elon does anything, other than build Teslas or whatever. I'm definitely interested in Conor fight. I'm just saying Chandler is the most entertaining. Oh, yeah, okay, well, I would agree with that. I could see what you're saying. Especially, I mean, I agree, but, I mean, Conor, in my opinion, has not had any boring fights. Not that has Chandler, but he has not had any boring fights. And I would just say, Chandler definitely without, the past few years has been more entertaining, has been more active. You look at 2021, even when Conor was fighting, he fought 3 times, KO'd Dan Hooker in the first round, almost beat Oliveira in that first round. Then he goes and has a war with Gaethje, fight of the year. You know what I mean? So, yeah, you gotta give him his props. Zuck versus Mux, turn down Dana. They don't need him. Yeah, I agree. It's so stupid too. Honestly, though, having it with the UFC, it is bigger. Like, that is undeniable. I don't think you're going to get as many people watching if it's just a third-party promotion kind of putting it on. I think you're going to get some people watching it. Don't get me wrong. However, I think if you want this to be massive, get the UFC involved and let them do it, because the UFC's name is huge, and if that's connected to it, yeah, it's going to be a big deal. Zuckerberg versus Musk, no. Yeah. I'm not. I mean, honestly, yeah, I'm not one of those people that's like, it has to happen, please. I'm not like that. Gane versus Spivak, who wins? In my opinion, Gane schools him. It really depends on how Gane's takedown defense is. I'm gonna go with Gane. I think he's been practicing the takedown defense a bit. It really just depends. And if he gets submitted in the first round, that's a bad look. Size and age difference. Size and age and experience. Yeah, there's big differences there. For big advantages, rather, for Mark Zuckerberg. Musk turned down Dana. Zuck wanted UFC to be involved. The irony is Musk trolling Zuck and everyone falling for it, creating more attention to it. Yeah, you think Musk was just trolling? You think he never had any intentions? He seemed like he had some intentions. I thought that he really wanted to, but I don't know. I think he might have wanted to in the moment. Look, if you have that much fucking money, you're going to go crazy. You're going to get bored. It's just going to happen. I wish I was like that. I wish I had those problems. But yeah, you're probably going to agree to like an MMA. Like, I don't know if you guys have seen. You guys should watch this. It's a really funny show. Well, it's funny and also a little sad, to be honest. Because it makes me kind of worry for Tyson Fury. But you guys should watch Living with the Furies on Netflix. It's a reality show about Tyson Fury and his family, and it basically covers from when he was, retired from boxing to when he fight Derek Chisora. It's a good show. Why was I going to bring this up? Oh, it's because when he's retired, like, you see that he's very, like, erratic, and it is kind of actually worrying for him, to be honest, because there's a lot of things that I'm thinking maybe are causes from CTE, and maybe some things that, are not good. Like, I think he's kind of using boxing to fuel, like, his previous addictions, and then without that, it's like, I'm afraid he goes back to those addictions, but that's a conversation for another day. However, but you see when he's not boxing, he's so bored, he has all this money, he's like, oh, what's the next thing, what could I do? And you guys could see that from episode 1. And it's kind of like that with Elon Musk. He's probably like, yeah, let me go sign up to fight Mark Zuckerberg. You know what I mean? And then he has no intention of it. Like no intention of fighting. He's just like, oh, afterwards he's like, that's kind of stupid, actually, never mind. And then just decides not to. But I think Mark Zuckerberg actually likes doing MMA. Like, you see he has the octagon in his backyard. Like a true MMA fan that had like unlimited amount of money would get it. Gonna get an octagon. Come on. I would 1,000%. You gotta at some point. I wanted a boxing ring for a long time, but I think I have to accept that I mean, I live in New York, so I don't really have the biggest of backyards. Like, people in, like, other places have huge backyards, so I ain't really got room for a ring or an octagon anyway, but if I had unlimited money, I'd get a mansion just for that. Third-party promotion, Facebook and Twitter, billions of people. Yeah, but what I'm saying is, that's not necessarily what I mean. That's like more of a distributor. What I mean is like by promotion is like who's, what's the word? Who's not networking it, but who's putting on the event, like, the replays and everything like that. I no doubt it's going to get, a lot of traction for sure, and I think it'll probably do better than any other MMA event does outside of the UFC for, like, the past few years, for sure. However, it's going to be pay-per-view. Number one, it's for charity, so we know it's going to be a pay-per-view, and both people are probably going to be pirating it. People that are young, let's be honest, they're not going to be paying for the pay-per-view. We're seeing that this is more and more of an issue with pay-per-view, and why I think the format's kind of dying is because people are pirating, and it's coming to a point where you can't stop it. So I just think that adding the UFC, I think, Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg, I think would probably do, without the UFC, maybe 1 million buys, maybe even less, to be honest. That's just my prediction. But maybe this just reflects on how much I don't really care that much about the fight, and maybe other people really do. I'm just saying, I think it does about 1 million, best case. I think with the UFC, it could get to like 1.5 area, maybe even higher. That's just my opinion, because then you're getting the UFC fans to buy it. UFC fans have consistently bought pay-per-views. Like, they're a good market for them, so that's my opinion. Suck for Milk would be the biggest fight of all time. Even grandmas would be tuning in. I agree. However, you have to understand, there's been big events before. Like, I don't know. I think in this world, I don't know. I think, especially if it's on Facebook and Twitter, you have to consider, first of all, Elon wants it on Musk. Right? I mean, not on Musk, on X. What the hell? Elon wants it on X, right? So you have to understand, for grandmas, let's just say, since you brought that up, they're not going to log in on Twitter. They're not going to log in on, I mean, some grandmas have Facebook, mine doesn't, but, on Facebook, they're going to have to log in on Facebook. And it's not like you're watching it on TV, so that's what I think. I think it's going to be tough. And I just think my biggest thing, what I can see happening with this fight is it's announced a couple months before it happens, and we'll get closer, and people just forget, and then it happens, it's like, oh shit, Elon Musk just fought Mark Zuckerberg, like, and people are like, oh shit, I didn't even remember that was happening. That's what I could see happening with the fight, but I could be wrong. I've been wrong before about how I think events will do, so who knows, but I think so. I would be tuning in for sure. So I could tell you that, but I also just tune in for MMA. Do you think when Jones beats Stipe with no problem that he will retire and duck his only legitimate challenge left? I want to say duck, guys. You guys have to understand, there's always going to be someone for John Jones to have been ducking. I assume you're talking about Sergey. I'm sure you're talking about Sergey Pavlovich. And he's the backup of UFC 295, so we know that John Jones is okay with fighting him. John Jones usually isn't good with backups. Like, usually he's like, I'm not. Like, if you guys remember back in the day with Chael Sonnen, that was a whole thing where he wouldn't fight Chael Sonnen on short notice. So, as he doesn't take well to it, but, he's actually apparently the backup. So, apparently John is fine with it. But, yeah, I think there's always going to be someone. I think if he beats Sergey, it's going to be like, okay, but you're not fighting Aspinall. If he fights Aspinall, maybe it's, hey, you're not going to beat Spivak, or you're not going to beat this guy, or Jalton Almeida, or whoever it is. There's always going to be a guy. The dude is almost 40. The dude is fucking gray as hell. I think I'm fine if he retires. Let him retire. Let him be in the sunset. I get it. Yes, I wouldn't say he's the greatest heavyweight of all time. I don't think you could say that about him. However, I think you can say he's the greatest of all time, but not the greatest heavyweight, simply because you didn't really prove himself if you just be a Cyril Gane and Stipe. I mean, that's an impressive resume, don't get me wrong, especially when you look at Francis versus Gane. That was a very close fight. Then you look at Stipe beating Francis, and obviously Francis beat him in the rematch, but Stipe is the consensus greatest heavyweight of all time. So it's still, I think, a pretty decent run. However, I think he should have, if he wants to get the greatest heavyweight of all time, he should beat Sergey, beat Aspinall. But we'll see, because I think those are tough fights for him. 100%. Yeah, Stipe versus Jones prediction. I will be there at MSG. I'm excited. I'm actually excited to really go to that event. I was hoping, I remember last MSG, I was hoping that they would have that fight, but a year late, but it's fine. I'm going to go with Jones by knockout. I think this isn't good for Stipe. He's had so much time off, getting brutally knocked out, and I just think that, we've seen, what's his face? Stipe have close fights with DC. We saw, and the second fight with DC and Jones was pretty close until that finish. However, yeah, I'm going to go with Stipe. I'm going to go with John Jones. But I think that Stipe does present some problems. I think that John Jones' biggest weakness is the boxing, right? And for me, I think Stipe, if he manages to push back John and push him back against the cage and can use the boxing, that might be a problem for John Jones. But John has said that he's been working on his boxing, so we're going to see. But I think if Stipe is really putting the pace on John Jones, we could see him have some issues. But John Jones is really good. He's a very smart fighter. I think we're going to see some leg kicks, some trips. I think we're going to see mostly striking from John Jones in this fight. What about Pavlovich fighting Jones or Stipe? So I think Pavlovich beats Stipe. Just because, like I said, time off. Same thing, time off. He's old, been a firefighter, whatever. But for Jones, it's tough because Pavlovich has a wrestling background. He has power. That's the best chance of beating John Jones. I don't know, honestly. I'd probably honestly pick Pavlovich, to be honest. I'm kind of surprised they're not just streaming it for free. It's just for their ego anyways. Well, apparently they're doing it for charity. That was the whole thing. But yeah, they should. If it was for free, this thing would get a lot of fucking views. I guarantee you. Especially if it was on Twitter and Facebook. Yeah, everyone in this generation, like in my generation and even older, would be watching it. Yeah, for sure. Everyone wants to see Jones versus Pavlovich. I don't think he's scared, but he definitely would be look like ducking, retiring. Yeah, but like I said, there's always going. I think Jones has to accept there's always going to be someone I was ducking, and yeah, so. I think you gotta realize that. Jones should be one of the up and comers. Jones should beat one of the up and comers. I assume you mean doesn't have to beat them all. Okay, yeah. Just beat one of them. I see what you mean. I mean that is fair. Cyril Gane was arguably an up and comer. People picked Cyril Gane to beat John Jones going into that matchup. Like I know John Jones was the betting favorite, but if you look at the MMA community, John was the underdog going into that fight. Everybody was picking Cyril Gane. I remember MMA Guru picked Cyril Gane. Everyone on Twitter was picking Cyril Gane. So he was an up-and-comer, to be fair, but I get it. I agree, because I think if you want to be the greatest heavyweight of all time, you got to beat, I think, at least Tom Aspinall and Sergey Pavlovich. I think even if he beats Sergey, depending on how he beats him, I think he's already in the lock for that. But, who edits your videos? I edit my videos, without I edit my videos. But I guess I should be happy that I do so well that you guys think it's someone else. What about Clarissa Shields versus Thurman? Shields versus men, period. Shields and Marshall and Amanda Serrano entering MMA. So first things first, Clarissa Shields. Is this a MMA fight that she's doing? Wait, hold on, where's my mouse? There it is. Clarissa Shields. There's Thurman. Who the hell is Thurman, to be honest? Oh, okay, I see. Wait a minute. Wait. Who? It is a dude? What the hell? Yo, that is crazy. She wants to fight. Oh, I get what you mean, men, period. Okay, or what do I think about her fighting men, period? Okay, I get what you're saying. Now I get it. Okay, because I thought Thurman, I assumed it was a girl, so that was my problem. So, yeah, no, she's not gonna beat any dude. Like, what the fuck? Any pro boxer, any guy pro boxer. I mean, maybe she could beat me, but I'm just saying, like, not a pro boxer. Shields and Marshall, yeah, in MMA, right? I heard that they're gonna do that in MMA. I could be wrong, but yeah, I watched their first fight. It was a pretty close one. But I thought that Shields won that boxing fight, and yeah, they have bad blood, so I would love to see that in MMA. But I think probably Shields would win. Clarissa and Amanda Serrano entering MMA. I mean, I think she's already undefeated in MMA. She has a pretty good resume, and I think she has some jiu-jitsu skills. Been in some jiu-jitsu tournaments. Why not? Fuck it, let's see it. I'm excited. I would like to see that. I am a grandma. Well, I'm glad there's grandmas watching. Gane can't wrestle. We should have all seen that coming. Aspinall and Pavlovich can both wrestle. Yes, but guess who did see it coming? This guy. I remember everybody in my comment section was shitting on me for picking it. So I remember. Is Aspinall really that good? That's the thing is, this is okay. So this question's perfect. Here's what's gonna happen. I guarantee you. Pavlovich, right? He's gonna fight John. John's gonna beat him. Well, I'm saying assuming John beats him. I might pick Pavlovich, honestly, but assuming John beats him, everyone's gonna be like, that was gonna happen anyway. Like, dude, that's what I'm saying. There's always gonna be someone like Cyril Gane. Everybody was picking Cyril Gane, and now it was like, oh well, he should have beat him. You know what I mean? The guy's not gonna ever get, and it's just natural. It's what's always going to happen. You know what I mean? Same thing with Khabib, right? Like he ducked Oliveira, he ducked Chandler, he ducked whoever. You know what I mean? Is Aspinall really that good? I think he's good. Yeah, I think he's really good. I think he has good boxing. I think he could beat John Jones. He has good boxing, good defensive grappling. And good movement. He's fast. Yeah, I think he's good. Were you a big fan of One Tree Hill? If so, who's your favorite character? If no, should check it out. No, I don't watch it, but I have one of my best friends of mine watches it. Definitely loves the show. I've heard him talk about it, but I've never watched it. John wants Ngannou and Fury. So the winner of that, which I guess would be Fury. John would lose. I think John would lose against Ngannou in a boxing match, to be honest. Where's your seat and how much did you pay? This is my seat. It was like $150, something like that. I got it like a few years ago. Like I think 2019 maybe, to be honest. I think 2019, yeah. I've had this so 4 years. 4 years I've been sitting in this chair as like my aspirin on it. Let's see. Yeah, but I think John would definitely lose against Ngannou or Fury in a boxing match. I saw Ngannou training today actually with Mike Tyson. Oh, where is my seat? Oh, did you mean for? I'm reading this again. Do you mean for MSG? Where's my seat? I didn't get the ticket. If that's what you mean, I thought you meant like where am I sitting? I thought yeah. No, okay, I'm getting it now. I just totally misunderstood the question. Okay, no, my seat, the tickets aren't out yet, I don't think, so, or if it is, I'm fucked, and I'm not going, because it's probably sold out, but, no, it's not. I checked the other day, I was like, oh, is it out? Yeah, I'm definitely pulling up, you guys know, if the channel be popping around that time, I'll do a meet and greet, I'll be like, oh, I'm sitting here, pull up, and, yeah, if you guys see me, I'll be like, what's up, that'd be crazy. What would be your fighter nickname if Dana White signed you? I don't know if I would go with any nickname. On the spot, I don't know. Let me see. Like, I always said like the Juggernaut because my name is Jack. But that was in UFC. I think of UFC 4 to be honest. That because I remember they had like Juggernaut as an option. You could also do like the King of New York. That'd be a good one since I'm in New York. Kind of like, doesn't someone have something like that? King of something, So I could do something like that. I'm about to end the stream in a little bit, guys, but I'm still accepting a few questions. But yeah, I had fun today on the stream, guys. You guys are amazing to stream with. I'm gonna stream more often. I want to get a stream schedule going. I don't know what days. That's the thing. I'm gonna think. I like that. Thanks. I appreciate it. I like White Pill Man. Shout out to him. He's always commenting on the videos, always supporting. So I like him or her. I just said man because it said White Pill Man. Have you ever considered painting your wall a different color, perhaps green? You do fancy green screens, and you could do fancy green screens behind you. My older room used to be green, so that's why it's different. I like look. People pick. Like their colors very basic. It's usually like white. It's usually something stupid. Not stupid, but something basic. I shouldn't say stupid. That's just normal. I pick weirdly. Like my room color is red. This is purple. I gotta pick something fancy, But I am working on a new background, so it is something new is coming soon. Like I'm working on it. I have a lot of things to put. And I've been meaning to do. I want to get a new camera as well. I'm working on that. And honestly, if you guys have any webcams or something like that to suggest to me, let me know, dude. Because I'm looking around right now. What's your UFC hot take? I would probably say, I guess, that McGregor beats Chandler in early. I think he's going to do it better than I think anybody else has. I just think it's a good matchup. I think that regardless, I think the McGregor that showed up against Dustin in the third fight that broke his leg, I think he beats Chandler easily. I think Chandler's going to go in recklessly. I think Chandler can win. He has the tools to win the fight very smart. But I think he's going to get caught with a huge shot, and I think he's going to get put away early in the first round. The end of the first round. That's my hot take. I could be wrong, but I'm going to go with Conor. I'm still haven't switched up. Bruce would have a field day with the Juggernaut. For real. I mean, you could see him do it in UFC 4. So that's how I got it. Poly cameras are good. I'll look into it. I'll write it down, actually. Keith, one time, Thurman. I'm not much of a boxing guy, so I actually didn't know who this guy was. But I used to be a big fan of boxing. But, hey, Jack, you should have more subs. I enjoy your thoughts. Oh, thanks, Craig. I appreciate it. But I'm happy with my 10K. I'm trying to get 20K. She's mentioned Triple G, Clarissa Shields fighting Triple G. Leave the old man alone. I've seen people say Chandler has the lowest fight IQ of ranked lightweights. Guys, look, it's always that expression, like, I'm not dumb, I'm just being nice. I don't think he necessarily has, like, the worst. I don't know. He might. I just think sometimes he prioritizes the fans over winning. And look, as I said with Merab, do I advise it? No, I'm not advising it. It's definitely not the best thing. But it's your choice at the end of the day. If you really want to do that, knock yourself out. And I feel like that's Chandler. Even in the Dustin, I felt the Dustin fight was like the most serious he ever was. We saw him try to out wrestle. It seemed like that his goal for that was to get a title shot. That was his goal. Beating that's what he wanted to do by beating Poirier. However, obviously didn't work out. He got submitted in the third round, but he was doing really good against Poirier too. People don't give him credit, but lowest fight IQ, yeah, possible. But judging off his UFC fights, yeah, I would say so. Probably amongst them. I'm looking at the ranked lightweights right now. Yeah, probably. Do you believe in your heart that Tony Ferguson will win the championship? Just as he says he will. Does anyone believe him? No, he's not. It's not a matter of believing him. He's not, dude. And this is what I'm trying to say, guys. I don't think I ever posted this video, but I wanted to do this video. The thing about Tony, even if he has the ability to win the title, he's not going to do it by getting first-round knockouts, right? He's going to be taking damage, and that's the more concerning part is, everyone has an expiration date. Yeah, you can't keep taking damage. Your brain is going to be nothing by the end of your life, So, look, he's had a good career. He's rarely gotten knocked out. He took a lot of damage, but he's rarely gotten knocked out, right? He really only got knocked out by Chandler. Leave it be, dude. Live the rest of your life. And I know it sucks because nobody wants to go out on a 6-fight losing streak. Nobody wants to lose to Bobby Green, especially when you're Tony Ferguson almost fighting Khabib, and having a chance against people considering you having a chance against Khabib. It's addicting, so it's hard. I get it, but yeah, you're not going to win that. You got to consider, if I can win the title, he's going to be taking damage along the way. He's going to have some wars. He's going to be fighting guys like Poirier. He's going to have to rematch Gaethje. He's going to have to, fight one of those guys, McGregor. These are all hard strikers. Not good. It's not good for him. He needs to retire. And it sucks because, I don't know. I feel bad for his family, dude. Shields has mentioned Triple G. Oh my God. That's so funny. No, I don't think she's going to be Triple G, dude. Chandler is wild, but good to watch. Yeah, that's a perfect description. He's wild. I think Chandler wants to get big money fights by being entertaining. He's focused on the belt second. I agree. I think Poirier, he was more focused on the belt. I think that's why he was grappling. However, in that first round was a little crazy. Let's see. Do you think Aljo gives Merab the same courtesy if Merab becomes champion? I don't. This is Aljo's last title run, and he won't get an immediate rematch. No, I think he'll do it. I think they're good friends, dude. They're 100%. He'll do it. He was literally about to vacate the title for Merab, so that was the only reason why he was like, oh, it's time for Merab. That's why he was going up in weight. Like, let's not read around the bullshit. Like, that was why he wanted to go up for Merab. So. I mean, we'll see. I mean, if Merab loses, title's up for grabs. So, I think honestly, and I think Corey has a good chance of beating Merab. I think with the knees up the middle, I mean, he's a taller fighter. I think he beat Merab. Tony's going out so sad, man. I know, dude. It's all rough. And the sad thing is he's definitely not. He's definitely having another UFC fight. There's definitely going to be another UFC fight, dude. Oh, my God. It should be against Patty. Fuck it. Give him Patty, and if he beats Patty, let him retire. Like, you should just... The thing that sucks about Tony is that, if you give... Like, they gave him an easy matchup, like Bobby Green, right? And, yes, he lost to Bobby Green, but if he beat Bobby Green, he wouldn't have retired. Like, he wouldn't have had it with them. He doesn't have the self-awareness to say, you know what, I gotta win. Not a lot of people get to retire off a win against a legend like Bobby Green, who, has been in the sport for a long time, who a lot of people do respect. This is a respectable win. Let me retire on this. He doesn't have that. He always wants more, and wants to get back to even go over where he was, So, yeah, it's sad. No, I mean, where did you see that, MSG? Yeah, I got that. No, the tickets aren't out yet, so I didn't buy them. Yeah, but yeah, probably like the 100 section. I don't know. That's like normal. I would love to see Gaethje KO McGregor, but I love the way he makes him wait in line. And won't give him the fight. Karma Israel. McGregor is known for defending his belts, as we know. I mean, I guess you mean not defending his belts. But Gaethje, I think Gaethje would beat McGregor. I think it's a terrible matchup for McGregor, if I'm going to be honest. And I'm the biggest McGregor defender of all time. I'm his lawyer, practically. But no, Gaethje would, that would be rough to watch. But, yeah, I mean, I don't really understand. I don't think Gaethje is just kind of... I don't know. He's kind of obsessed with Conor a little bit. Like, who cares, dude? Just fight him, bro. Like, you're like to me that just is so cringe to me because I'm like, Gaethje, dude, you got submitted by Khabib, you got submitted in the first round by Oliveira. You aren't that guy, pal. You won the BMF title, dude. It's not like you won a fucking UFC title. Fight McGregor. Like, you're the number 2 guy. If McGregor beats Chandler, especially if he beats him easier than how Gaethje beat him. I mean, which I think is going to happen. But if that's what happens, come on. Who the fuck? I think Gaethje's good, but come on. You've lost to guys. Like, let's not pretend you're the best in the world here. It's sad to see him get hurt. Tony, okay. Yeah, I know it's sad, but sadly it's going to happen. I can't stay. I'm in class, but Jack is ducking me on UFC. I'm calling you out, bro, 101. Guys, don't listen to this dude. Don't listen to no B. Lewis. Guys, I'm going to tell you the truth. Last time I was streaming, this guy said, what's your PSN? Let's play on stream right now. Let's do it. Then he left. Then he went missing. So I was fully ready for the challenge. And it'll happen for sure. UFC 5, we'll do it. 100%. Good idea. Let Tony embarrass Patty on his way out. Yes, that's what I hope so. But honestly, guys, it's getting to a point where I think Patty beats him. It's getting to that point. Tony is one of those fighters that when the more you grow old, and I'm not trying to sound like Captain Obvious, but especially in the sport, what go away first is those reflexes, the speed, the athleticism. That's what's going to go away. And Tony has always relied on that because he has that unorthodox style, right? He isn't the typical fighter throwing the 1-2 leg kick, being technical. Where Adesanya, I could see him lasting a long time, and that's why I think Wonder Boy is even lasting a long time, because he's so technical with his strikes and his defense and everything like that. He doesn't, and even Wonder Boy to a certain extent does rely on his athleticism and his blitzing to get in and out, and I think that's why he's getting caught a little bit more by guys like Kevin Holland, where I think in the past he might not have. But for him, he's someone that does rely on it because he's so unorthodox that now it's failing him, right? He's not getting away with the same mistakes that he could because, sometimes he could leave himself open and he's fast enough to get out of the way, or he's so weird, so fast, you're not really able to hit him, but now it's getting to a point where you are. So that's kind of the thing with Tony. And I'm kind of worried about that with Patty, that he's going to be out in the open, get hit by Patty, and Patty's going to win on points. White pill man, haha. Yeah, well... the Korean Zombie special time. If I got chills with the crowd singing for me. I know that was definitely quite the scene. It would have been better if if he got the win, but or if he didn't get knocked out. But I feel like Max was definitely taking it easy on him. I just felt like the Korean Zombie. Honestly, if the Korean Zombie was probably chill, he probably would have made it to a decision. But he went out there rushing. But whatever, man. Definitely one of the better retirements for sure. Honest opinion on Sean Strickland. I feel like it's an unpopular opinion, but I think he's a boring fighter. I don't like his personality, but I think people who tune into his fights because of it. Well, same kind of thing with Colby, right? If you look at Colby's fighting, you look at the fight with Masvidal, was it the most exciting fight? No, let's be honest. But people tune in because he's shit talking. Sean Strickland, I did a video, and I feel like a lot of people, I don't mind Sean Strickland. I actually, I would say I like Sean Strickland. I think Adesanya made a great point, by the way, about him sparring and knocking that dude out. It's rare I agree with Adesanya, but I thought he actually had a decent point against Sean Strickland, and because it's Adesanya, no one's going to admit it. But no, so if you guys missed it, Strickland, apparently there's a video of him head kicking like an amateur and KOing him and sparring. And Adesanya was like, well, you act tough with this guy, but then when he sparred Pereira, and he shows a video of him sparring Pereira, you acted, scared out of your mind. Not scared, but, acted super technical, very careful. But that was basically Adesanya basically saying you're scared. And that was a great point, seriously. I mean, that's literally calling him out like he's, fighting like that against people that don't know what they're doing, but against people that are, talented, he gets KO'd by Pereira, you know what I mean? So, but I do like Sean Strickland. I hope he wins. I'm going to be rooting for him. And I made a video about making fun of his interview with Nina Drama. That was the video I was talking about earlier. And it actually got a lot of. I didn't get hate, but a lot of people didn't like it because a lot of people I think like Sean Strickland. So a lot of people weren't a fan, and that was around the time Sean Strickland was fighting. So I think it makes sense. So whatever. Patty's an embarrassment to the UK. I like Patty because that was my most popular video dissing him. That is why I gained a lot of my subscribers. So I don't mind him because he helped build the channel. But no, I don't like him. In all seriousness. Wait, no, Lawler was better because he crushed, but the Korean Zombie felt like it was a movie. Yeah, I was going to say about Robbie Lawler, they did have that, didn't they have a thing, a tribute for him after? But I was going to mention Robbie Lawler as the best retirement. However, I don't know. I don't think so. I think even that you can't say is the best retirement. Because it was just so fast. It happened in the prelims. You didn't really get to digest it. With the Korean Zombie, although he lost, he was the main event. He wasn't as, in a crowd that all supported him. Had that, emotional ending, had him crying, it was a really good retirement. Fedor also had a good retirement as well. Bellator, credit to them. Patty has the best defense in the game. Out there just rolling through anyone in his way. No one can beat Patty. The fans love the guy, and he's so humble. Love to see it. Yeah, I agree. Honestly, Patty probably championship material right now. Everyone's ducking him. That's definitely not why everyone is calling him out. Patty's defense is his chin, for real. Block shots with his chin. Sean Strickland is hilarious, though. Most entertaining UFC personality, and it's not a fake persona like Colby. I don't know. I feel like a little bit has to be played up, right? Come on. Nobody. No way. Why do you think the full violence Sean Strickland... What do you think of the full violence Sean Strickland t-shirts? I don't even want to look this up. Let's see. Full violence. Oh, is that is this I think I've seen them advertised a lot. Oh my god. American Psycho. My pronouns are Sean Strickland. I identify as American. Oh my god, it's like him in GTA. Cancel me. For the people by the people. Cancel me, Sean Strickland. Yeah, these are funny. Make MMA great again. Make masculinity great again. No, these are funny. These are funny shirts. Oh my god, that's funny as well. I might have to get one of these. These are funny, actually. I kind of like them. That's funny. I might get that, honestly. The Korean Zombies is the best because he left the octagon exactly on time for everyone to sing the chorus to him. Literally, it looked like a movie. And it's not like Tony as well, where he had this, loss streak. He lost to Volkanovski, lost to Max Holloway. The number one, number two guy. Let's be honest. I become a fan of Kosa since he's learning English. You mean, is it Costa? Or who? Lowell, your response to my Patty best defense sarcasm, I agree, had me in tears. No, I know. Obviously, I'm being sarcastic back. Obviously, if you guys saw my Patty video, you guys know my opinion. Yeah, that was cool. Where's Caitlyn? Oh yeah. The Korean zombie thing. Yeah, that was cool. Chinny Pimblet. I don't know, where is the guy? He broke his leg right in the last fight. I'm starting to think, you know what? Maybe we should give maybe Patty maybe Patty or whatever was injured in that fight. Maybe that's why he looks so bad. I don't know, but that wasn't a good look for him. I think Patty looked good and bad in that Luigi fight as well. Is Rose gonna win this weekend? No, I don't think so. Manon is good. Manon is for sure good, and she's bigger. Rose's first time at 125 pounds. She uses movement a lot. Will she be slower? I think that's going to make a difference. It's a 3-rounder, which I think helps Rose, actually. But, I don't know. I think Rose is going to have to be very on her feet, picking her apart. I think it's harder for Rose to win, if I'm going to be honest. But who knows? We could see her get the KO. I think if Rose wins, I think you'd probably have to make... Shevchenko, if Shevchenko beats Grasso or Grasso, whoever, the winner of Grasso and Shevchenko versus Rose. You have Aaron, I know it sucks. I think Aaron Blanchfield deserves it, but, I don't get the Adesanya hate. Reddit really let me know I'm in the minority. He's just really entertaining. It's like Conor, how he talks shit but backs it up. I love it even more. Well, I think the problem with Adesanya is, at least with Conor, he was knocking people out, had entertaining fights. With Izzy, he'll say things like, oh, I'm going to knock this guy out, and then, jab and leg kick him. Clearly have no intention of knocking him out. I don't mind Adesanya. I think sometimes he's a bit cringe, but, I don't mind him. When I have trouble falling asleep, I rewatch Rose fights. The Rose versus Carla fight definitely is one. Oh my god, that was, I remember watching it being like, there's no way that this is going to be the whole fight, and then it was the whole fight. Is Rousey and Shamrock coming back to the UFC, do you think? Yeah, when hell freezes over. Yeah, I don't think any of those dudes are coming. I don't think Rousey or Ken Shamrock are coming back at all. What about BSD this weekend? BSD, am I tripping? I have no idea what BSD is, to be honest. Oh, Benoit Saint Denis you're talking about. Oh, okay, I was so confused. I was like, what the hell are you talking about? Yeah, he is fighting. He's fighting Thiago Moises. Ooh, that's a good matchup. Yes, I forgot about that. Well, what do I think? I think he's looked good so far, to be honest. And damn, yeah, he's had a lot of canceled fights, this guy. The poor dude. He was supposed to fight on UFC 93. He was supposed to fight in February. I thought he fought. Oh no. Oh no. He hasn't had a lot of canceled fights. No, he just fought in July. Oh yes, I do remember this. Yes, I do remember. Yeah, he's got quite the streak going on for himself. I'm excited. Benoit Saint Denis. We'll see. Is this going to be the next French guy? To come up. Opinion on Ian Gary. Ian Gary, I think, is very good. I think it was a mistake what he did with Neil Magny. Neil Magny's a respected dude. Thought it was uncalled for. Thought he was making a big deal out of nothing. And I think right as people were starting to like him, I think now people are starting to dislike him more again. So, because everyone knows Neil Magny's not a bad dude. He doesn't deserve that. So, I can't see Rousey ever making a return. The mid-level fighters couldn't catch her slipping now. Could catch her slipping now. I think they said couldn't. I was like, what? Trying to think. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think so. Definitely if Ronda came back, I agree, because Ronda's just been out for so long. But prime Ronda, against an Irene Aldana, that would be interesting. Because Irene Aldana had pretty bad takedown defense against Amanda Nunes. I'm going to be honest. But, yeah, I don't know. I think in the prime it's a little bit difficult, but yeah, definitely now nobody would beat her. What do you think about the Merab stuff? I was saying before, I think it's really up to Merab. I obviously I think I disagree. I don't think that's the best thing for Merab, but if that's what he chooses, he's only affecting himself at the end of the day. So, yeah. But I think I'm going to wrap it up, guys. We've been streaming for 90 minutes. Guys, thank you guys for watching. You guys are the best. I love talking to you guys. I'm definitely going to stream more. I'm definitely going to come out with a stream schedule. I'm going to work on that. I'm working on that today. I'm working on some stuff. Definitely want to improve Definitely, there's a lot I'm gonna do for the channel. Because we gotta hit 20K by the end of the year, guys. Like we're at what, 11K or something like that. We're trying to hit 20K. We got 9K to go. And what? We're at September, October, November, December. We got 4 months. That's like what? Like about a little over 2K a month. Beta Jack, that was fun. Oh, thanks, guys. Have you heard Rockhold wants a rematch with Perry in BKFC and is going out his way to say Perry is a clown and got lucky due to his altitude? Dude, no, Rockhold shouldn't. No promotion should hire that dude after doing that. What he did in BKFC last time. I should have gotten a refund on the pay-per-view. So, anyway, guys, thank you guys for watching. That's just my opinion on that. And yeah, so I'm gonna stream more often. Stream at night time. This is the morning for me. I don't know what time it is for you guys, but I'll be streaming at night for sure. At some point, we're gonna change it up. And yeah, guys, thank you guys for watching. You guys are the best fan base in MMA. I thank you guys so much for the love and support you guys give me, and I'll see you guys